Are my OMG moments in the WWE. Oh my god. When things go crazy and crazy to breathe things you didn't expect, so here we go. Edge returning after 9 years due to after retiring in 2011. That was a shock. I didn't expect to even retire. I didn't expect him to retire in 2011. I thought it would be like 2 years after that, maybe 3 years. But when Edge announced his retirement on the Raw, I was completely, in 2011, I was completely shocked. I was speechless. When something like that happened, you couldn't. When something like that happens, you don't expect it. And then 9 years later, I was watching the Royal Rumble, and here it comes on this day. I thought, what the fudge? Here it comes, and to be honest with you, I'm not complaining him coming back, and that was a great OMG moment. Next up is Brock Lesnar breaking the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania 30. I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget that few minutes when that happened. I'll never forget it. I was watching the match. I was getting a drink. I was getting the kitchen to get a drink. I came back and the camera was looking at pointing at the crowd. But what's going on? Is there a kick out? Is something happened? Then I heard the bell ring. Ding ding ding. I thought match was over. And then when I heard Brock Lesnar's theme song, I thought, what the fuck has happened? What has happened? And the ring that I didn't realise that he broke the streak until the ring announcer said the winner of this match was Brock Lesnar. I was like, what the fudge is happening? That was a crazy moment. When you don't expect something like that to happen, that completely shocks you. And if you're there in person, that will completely even shock you in person as well. There's all the crowd in person. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't know what to do if I was there in person if that happened. If I saw the Undertaker's streak book in person, I wouldn't know what to do. Next up is WrestleMania 22, Edge spearing Mick Foley through the flaming table. That was a crazy match. That was a beautiful, crazy, violent match. But the spear through the flaming table, wow. Edge, he went off the ropes and he's speeding. And threw the rope and speed Mick Foley to the flaming table. Mick Foley had a jacket, had a thingy on, first thing on. But Edge, he didn't have nothing on, just a chest, nothing. It was crazy. Next up is Bret Hart shoving Vince McMahon. First time that ever happened. First time on television, on TV. Watching it on video and network. That when something like that happened to the boss, but that when Bret Hart was turning heel slowly, but we didn't know that until a few years later, because back then when we had videos, we were way behind, so we didn't know why the crowd were booing Bret Hart. We didn't know that until a few years later. Again, another Edge one. Edge spewing Jeff Hardy. When Edge climbed to the top another ladder into the corner of the ring and leaped into Jeff Hardy's into a vicious spear. Both men crashed in on the mat 15 feet. 15 feet, crazy. Jeff was dangling on the belt thing where the belt dangles, and Edge just speared him. It was crazy. But just imagine though, if a table was there. That would be even crazier than an L. Next up is The Undertaker throwing Mankind off the LSR King of 98. These two had a war from 96 to 97, but they ended all in the still LSR WrestleMania in your out at King of 98. But Mick Foley came out first, and he got a chair and he threw it on the top of the cell. But this when we were way behind pay-per-views, way behind all that. But this way we had the video, but no Sky then, whatnot. So we didn't expect it, but people in America would expect would know what happened before we did. So Mick Foley put the chair on top on the cell. He climbed up. Out comes The Undertaker with a broken ankle. He broke an ankle and continued to wrestle for 12 to 15 months. Crazy guy to wrestle with a broken ankle for that long. I couldn't do it. No. But anyway, Undertaker come out and he took his thing off and climbed up. So these two at each other. Next, Taker got Mick Foley, threw him off the cell, and we were like, "What the fudge is happened?" And then the crazy bit about it, that same pay-per-view, Mick Foley came back up to climb the cell, and the Undertaker choke slammed him through the cell. Choke slammed him, and it was like, wow. And then the match happened in the ring, and then Mick Foley had a discolored shoulder, a tooth on wood up his nose, blood spit out his mouth, the lot. Even done, and he got choke slam and slammed on the thumbtacks in the match. It was crazy, but that was Mick Foley. Next up, Jake the Snake, Dave Python biting Randy Savage, poisoned him. Crazy. He attacked Randy Savage. He was like tormenting him, like wanting him to provoking him, telling him to come to the ring, and Randy Savage went on the apron, and Jake Roberts just bam, closed on him, beautiful, and then tied him up in the middle on the bottom ropes. Got the python, whatever it were, Copper, I think. Got the snake and poisoned Randy Savage. But again, we were way behind with all these. Like it showed that on the Survivor Series 91 video. But we didn't know all this until a few years later, after it. So, but that was a crazy moment. Two more. Big Show, Brock Lesnar suplexing the Big Show from the top rope to the ring, and the ring collapsed. A broad person and a giant on the rope. These two had a match in the middle of the match, but Big Show went on decided to go up. So the Brock Lesnar stopped him from doing a move from the rope, and Brock Lesnar went I think made a rope, and Ben suplex to the ring, and the ring collapsed. The referee went flying, and it was a crazy moment to watch. And number one, last one, is Stone Cold Steve Austin stunning the boss Vince McMahon. First time ever happened, and it changed the wrestling business. It changed the business, changed everything that night. I think, stun your boss, and then after that the feud. Then after that, the feud went sky high. Honorable mention, Baron Pillman's gun. He's got a gun. If you all don't know what I'm talking about, on the Raw episode 96 and 97. Eddie Guerrero win the WWE title. That was a good moment. Good. Rick Rude appearing on the Monday Nitro. The same night he appeared on Raw. Lex Luger appeared on WCW a few days after his contract signing, I think, in '95. The NWO formed. That was a great OMG, but the rest is history. And that is my OMG moments. Until next time, folks, I'll be back tomorrow. Have yourself a good night. Peace.